Bernard Whalen. Bert Convy was an American actor, singer, game show host and panelist known for his tenure as the host for Tattletales, Super Password, and Win, Lose or Draw. Early life: Convy was born in St. Louis, Missouri, the son of Monica and Bernard Fleming Convy. Convy's family moved to Los Angeles when he was 7 years old. He later attended North Hollywood High School where he was an all-around athlete. He was signed by the Philadelphia Phillies when he was just 17, playing 2 years of minor league baseball in 1951–52. He later joined the 1950s vocal band The Cheers, who had a top 10 hit in 1955 with black denim trousers and motorcycle boots. Convy later attended UCLA School of Theatre, Film and Television where he received a bachelor's degree. Career. Early years. Convy started his career in the entertainment business as a featured performer and singer in the Billy Barnes revues of the 1950s and 1960s. He appeared in the 1961 Warner Brothers drama Susan Slade, playing Troy Donahue, Euro²'s rival for the affections of Connie Stevens. Convy went on to become a Broadway actor, starring as Perchik in the original cast of Fiddler on the Roof, appearing in The Impossible Years and creating the role of Cliff Bradshaw in Cabaret. He also appeared in the Roger Corman film A Bucket of Blood, playing Lou Raby, and the soap opera Love of Life, playing Glenn Hamilton, a rapist. Game shows. In the 1960s and 1970s, Convy was a popular semi-regular panelist on several game shows, including Euro²'s My Line, To Tell the Truth, Match Game and Password. He soon took the podium himself as host of several game shows, including the 4th edition of Password and Tattletales, for which he was awarded an Emmy for Best Game Show Host in 1977. In 1979, he appeared on Password Plus with fellow celebrity contestants such as Elizabeth Montgomery, Carol Burnett, Phyllis Diller, Judy Norton-Taylor, Marcia Wallace and Elaine Joyce. Convy and Burt Reynolds formed their own production company, Burt and Burt Productions, during the 1980s. Their first production was a game show based on Pictionary titled Win, Lose or Draw, which made its debut in 1987 as part of the NBC daytime lineup and in nightly syndication. Convy hosted the syndicated edition of Win, Lose or Draw for its first 2 seasons, then left the show to host another of his company's productions, the syndicated Third Degree. Around the time that Third Degree was cancelled, Convy was called upon by Mark Goodson Productions again to host a week's worth of pilot episodes for a revival of Match Game that Goodson was attempting to sell to ABC. Acting. In the original Broadway cast of Fiddler on the Roof with Zero Mostel, Convy played Perchik the student and sang Now I Have Everything. In the 1960–1961 season, Convy guest starred on Pat O'Brien's short-lived ABC sitcom Harrigan and Son, as well as the ABC private detective show 77 Sunset Strip in the role of David. He was also cast on an episode of CBS's The Mary Tyler Moore Show as Mary's friend Jack Foster, alongside future Alice star Beth Howland. In 1973, Convy was a guest star in 2 episodes of Hawaii Five-O. Convy also guest starred in an episode of Perry Mays entitled The Case of the Nimble Nephew. In 1974, Convy portrayed Lieutenant Ostrowski, the police contact of elderly amateur sleuths in NBC's short-lived series The Snoop Sisters. Convy attempted a short-lived variety series called The Late Summer Early Fall Bert Convy Show in 1976. In 1979, he appeared with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders in their eponymous TV movie. Throughout his career, Convy was a frequent guest star on series such as Bewitched, Hawaii Five-O, The Partridge Family, Mission Impossible, The Silent Force, The New Phil Silvers Show, Fantasy Island, Charlie Euro²'s Angels, and Murder, She Wrote. In 1983, Convy was cast as Neil Townsend on the ABC sitcom It's Not Easy, playing opposite Ken Howard. Convy had joined the project when it was recast after its intended premiere in the 1982–83 season was delayed. He earned the role originally given to Larry Breeding, who was killed in a car accident in September 1982 after the first pilot was shot. Convy also starred in several movies, perhaps most memorably Semi-Tough, in which he played a caricature of Werner Erhard named Friedrich Bismarck. Other film credits included A Bucket of Blood, Susan Slade, French director Philippe de Broca's Les Caprices de Marie, SST, Death Flight, the horror film Jennifer, Hanging by a Thread, Racket as a Tennis Star, The Man in the Santa Claus Suit, Hero at Large, The Cannonball Run as Bradford Compton, and the TV movie Help Wanted, Male. Convy tried his hand at directing with the 1986 comedy Weekend Warriors. In 1980, Convy produced and directed the Goodspeed Opera House premiere of the musical Zapata, with music and lyrics by Harry Nilsson and Perry Botkin, Jr., and libretto by Alan Katz. Personal life: Convy was married twice. He married Ann Anderson in 1959, with whom he had 3 children, Jennifer, Joshua, and Jonah. Convy and Anderson divorced in 1991. Convy married his second wife, Catherine Hills, 5 months before his death. In April 1990, Convy was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center after collapsing while visiting his mother there, and was diagnosed with a glioblastoma multiforme. The inoperable tumor forced him out of the role as Match Game host, which instead went to Ross Shaffer. On July 15, 1991, 3 days after the Match Game revival he would have hosted aired its final episode, Convy went into cardiac arrest at his home in Brentwood and died at the age of 57. He is buried at Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Cemetery. See also: List of notable brain tumor patients. References. External links: Bert Convy at the Internet Broadway Database, Bert Convy at the Internet Off-Broadway Database, Bert Convy at the Internet Movie Database, Bert Convy at Find a Grave.